Welcome to Wake Up Charlotte to Go on a Thursday morning. Here's hoping the morning is shaping up nicely. The question this morning, do you limit screen time? Perhaps for yourself, but more importantly,
you can do that on your phone.
A lot of grown-ups need to do it too, but more specifically for your kids.
Yes. The good thing about iPads now is that you can limit it. You could we do like 1 to 2 hours, but the problem is kids are so smart. They're almost smarter than you. They know how to download that YouTube app on your TV. They can get up early.
Sometimes in commercial break, you sit there and you actually give your daughter more
screen time.
It was crazy to me watching. I was like, oh, wow, you're doing all that.
I have it from my phone. She got up really early one morning and wanted to watch something on her iPad, so I gave her access to it from my phone.
Wow.
Yeah. So I can also shut it down, you know, when I need to. But it's hard.
Joke around to shut it down. She doesn't know you.
Oh, yeah, I can just shut it down. But it's hard to know what's right, how much. And those kids like us, they get addicted to TV shows, which you start watching. And
totally.
Yeah,
what's the next
and
video?
Even JT, only 6 months, is so drawn to it, all the different screens. Like, you try to feed him a bottle, he sees my phone. I physically can't have my phone even nearby off.
It's like the light or something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, listen, researchers are now saying that they may have found a simple way to reverse some of screen time's negative side effects. Take a look.
Getting away from the screen and into the outdoors really has a big impact on your kids. Let's connect the dots. The Kaiser Family Foundation says kids ages 8 to 18 spend, on average, more than 7 hours a day in front of a screen, just for entertainment purposes. The number's even higher when you add in educational time. New research from Japan shows more screen time at age 2 can lead to poor communication and living skills by age 4. But those scientists also found a way to reduce some of those effects by just heading outdoors. They say playing outside can reduce those harmful effects by 20%. In fact, socialization skills will actually be higher among kids who spent time outdoors than their peers inside. And staying active helps too. The CDC recommends kids get at least an hour of physical activity every day to reduce health risks later in life. And that is Connecting the Dots.
So here's some of the comments we've been getting on Twitter and online. Adam saying, new parents, let's limit the kids' screen time. Experienced parents, they need backup tablets in case the first ones die. That is so funny. Oh, some of these are so small. Enforcing strict snow day screen time rules. Kids are not allowed on their tablets when they're sleeping. Yeah, we do not allow tablets in the bedroom at all whatsoever. And it shuts down, you know, about an hour before bedtime because they say kids need to wind down. Worst part about not letting my kids get a lot of screen time is the amount of messages. Messes. Well, it turned before I finished, but probably the mess they make in the house when they play.
And Marcy G was our favorite comment. The joy and guilt you feel when you get a chance to relax because your kid is being consumed by screen time.
Another person, I don't know if it's popped up on there. I saw it earlier, but it was talking about one place they have no tolerance for screen time is restaurants, which is a huge debate, you know, for parents. And I feel like, for us anyway, we always said, oh, we're never going to be those parents. We are never going to be. And actually with our daughter, we never had to be. With our son, he has so much energy. And and usually we try not to pull out anything. We want to teach them manners. But if we are if my brother comes in town and I haven't seen him in several months and we're trying to have a conversation and my son just mommy, we're like, okay, just this one time. Of course. Just this one time. But it's so funny.
It's like a pacifier.
It is. And you're trying to wean them from it. But for the most part, we try not to. But it's funny how before you have kids, you'll go, I'm never going to do that. And then you're like, well, we're doing it.
Well, even for adults, I think screen time should be put away for when you're out to eat at a restaurant, because that's kind of your way to talk with a person and connect.
Listen, I'll tell you, as the person here that does not have any kids, but
you have nieces and nephews.
Sure, but I can say as a somewhat of an outsider here, I appreciate when you give your toddler an iPad. And that means
Work on manners at home.
Yes, that means you can have a conversation at your dinner table. I can have a conversation at my dinner table, and everybody ends up happy. I don't see the conflict.
I think one of the major issues in all this is the fact, kids see their parents constantly glued to that. So they grow up and they're thinking, if my mom and dad do that, why can't I do it? So it's just copycat situation. So I think everybody needs to put that down. Don't be so addicted to it that that's all you do. What gets me is in restaurants, you go to a restaurant and see people
with no kids.
Sometimes whole families are all on their phones.
Yeah, they're all on their phones. I mean,
it's terrible. I just saw a video on my Instagram and I shared it. A guy was saying he takes his daughter to gymnastics all the time, and he's usually on his phone, and his phone just happened to die. And he goes, so I sat there, and he goes, I noticed how many times she looked over at me after I was doing something. And he goes, and then I started noticing other kids looking at their parents, and everyone was looking down at their phone. And he goes, I was guilty of it too.
Guilty.
My phone just so happened to die. And so you think about exactly what you said. Your kids are watching you, and if they see connection, they'll want to make connection. If not, if they see this all the time.
John makes a good point. It's really a big societal experiment that we really don't understand the impacts on our kids yet.
I know. I know, it's so true.
Very true. Very true, because we're changed by it in ways perhaps.
So many generations you didn't have this. We didn't. Well, I didn't have
Think
this.
how quickly these have evolved too in our lifetime, and how they'll continue to evolve, making them even more addicting.
All right, folks, weigh in. Do you limit screen time for yourself or for your kids? Or for the people at the next booth over when you're trying to have dinner? Either way.
That's right.
Let us know, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody.